Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 783 of FloWrestling Radio Live. Happy Tuesday. Happy Transfer News and U.S. Open Chat show day. We got James Dean Rader, Ben Funky Askren, and our international correspondent coming at us live from Austin, Texas, John Kozak. Father John, as he's known around the office.
Yep.
Ben, what's up, man? How are things in Wisconsin?
I'm just watching some of these Asian highlights. Things are good. I'm going to UWW's tomorrow. Should be a ton of good wrestling. I was actually just looking at the Matrix. Some of these brackets are enormous, but there's 60 kilograms cadet, 89 dudes showed up. That was as of last night when I looked.
These brackets are so big.
We got too many upper weights. Listen to this. U20 freestyle. You ready to listen to this, Christian?
I'm listening.
In descending order, amount of participants. 57, 68, 86, 76, 77, 61, 60. You're like, wow, these brackets are huge. The last three weights, 24, 9, 32. Take that damn weight class out.
9?
9. They got 80 in some of them. Some of them got 80s.
A
lot of them got 70. They got 9.
Cadets or U20s?
That's U20s, 97.
Holy
97,
cow.
yeah.
It's weird. Too many, a lot of small guys, not enough big guys, too many big weight classes.
That's
but these
happened a few
brackets
times.
are deep. Man, the middle of that cadet weight range is 76 guys, 89, 80, 83. These brackets are going to be so ridiculously good.
So good. I mean, 50. I was looking at cadets yesterday, and 55 is absolutely insane. Yeah. It's going to be in a lot of ways the age level is going to. I think cadets are going to steal the show and conversation for the weekend.
Oh yeah, cadets and juniors are way more interesting than the seniors this weekend. The senior weight classes are.
There's some good ones. There's
a couple, but juniors and cadets are fire. I was actually wondering, and we could do the flow quant division.
Mm-hmm.
I know sometimes at like Super 32, you look at a weight class and you're like, oh, there's 13 ranked dudes here, right? So every weight class on Flow has 20 ranked high school wrestlers, and so wow, they have 13 of the 20, which means at least 5 won't place. I'm very curious, what is the weight class of any weight class in high school competition with the most high school ranked dudes? And I got to assume it's going to be one of these UWW cadet brackets because, so for example, your 60 kilogram bracket, you could have 126s in there. You could have 132s. You might even have some 138s. So you're going to get like a conglomeration of talent that you maybe would not see other places.
So you're saying at 60s, just seeing. Well, I don't actually understand your point here. What are you saying?
I'm saying obviously at Super 32, the high school rankings match up to the actual weight classes.
Yes.
So you're not likely to see a whole bunch of people from different weight classes converge on a singular weight class, right? So if there's 13 of the 20 guys who are ranked at 132, that's really good, but you're probably not going to have a whole bunch of 138s coming down there. Right? So if you do total amount of Flow ranked wrestlers in a singular weight class at a singular event, UWW cadets would be the one that's most likely because you're going to have people from multiple weight classes all wrestling one weight class because there's not as many. You guys realize it goes 121, 132, 143, 156, 176. Gotcha. So there's way less than normal. So that will then force all these competitors to other weight classes.
Yeah, that's true in some of the weights, but because of the age cutoff, yeah, some of them are younger. So you do have some guys who are super high level and would be ranked, but they're still just going into ninth grade. That's the other part of it, though, is you have some guys that aren't ranked. So like in 60, I think there's 7 of the top 20, and then 55, there's 8 in the top 20.
And that's it, really?
But then you got a bunch of guys that are like right on the fringe, and then you got some really good 8th graders coming in.
Okay. So I was thinking like those like 110s, you're probably gonna have more maybe 8th grader types, but then once you get up to say like 132, 143, 156, like man, if you're an 8th grader, you're gonna have a hard time competing at some of those weight classes.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
176 is going to be freaking really good. A lot of those guys are in the rankings already.
Who are how many guys are you guys sending?
I don't even have a total number. Quite a few, probably 10 to 15-ish. And then obviously a lot of our guys who are they're already wrestling in colleges, but they're alumni. So, we'll be kind of watching and helping with them too.
Gotcha. So some transfer news over the weekend. We'll talk plenty about the Open. Michael Beard, they news dumped us. We had a couple of news dumps. Michael Beard goes in the portal. And it was
you guys said it wouldn't happen. It happened.
Well, I don't think I definitively said it wouldn't happen, Ben. But
I don't know. We might have the tape. You never know.
Well, please pull it. Please pull the tape because I never said it won't happen.
I would agree with you. It was unlikely to happen.
Well, there was just a track record of Penn State.
Yeah.
Guys not leaving, right?
Yes.
And so he didn't leave last year, but I guess it was one of those situations where, okay, I'm going to try to start. Now the guy's won a national title. Very unlikely he's going to get in the lineup, so that's that. So, but Beard, the questions for Beard is like, okay, everyone knows why he's leaving. It all makes sense. I doubt that it's a super hard feeling situation there, but where he ends up is what's most interesting. Where does he fit, and who's got a real need? And what makes sense for him too, because it's like Pennsylvania kid from the eastern part of the state, went to Malvern Prep. Would he go back closer to home, go to a Drexel or look at a Rutgers? When you look at a Virginia Tech, where are the places? Northwestern was a place he originally committed, but they've got a pretty tough 197-pounder now. I thought about Arizona State, but I think
they're not Beard level at that weight class.
No, but it's not a huge, wouldn't be a market improvement.
Yeah, to your point, Ohio State, Iowa, Oklahoma State, they all have pretty good 197s. I think, Michigan's the one where who are they going to wrestle at 197 next year? Obviously, they had a really good year, so that would be, and they're good academically. That one might make sense.
Yeah, Michigan is one I actually, for whatever reason, didn't even think about. But that would make a ton of sense if he went there. Because, after Brucky, who is even slated to take that spot?
Yeah, I don't know who they have coming in there, and then surely no one that's that great. So, I think that would make a lot of sense. And I think, like you said, something moving back closer to where he grew up would make sense also.
Taylor LaMont, also in the portal, graduate transfer, 25. I would assume he wants to go 25 again. Could go 33. He has been a 33 before. But 1 year guy, 25-pounder.
Yeah. Any idea where he could potentially end up? Because I have no idea on that one.
No idea.
None. Dang.
No clue where he would look.
If Malik doesn't come back, Ohio State might be in need of a 125. They got the connect.
Why wouldn't Malik come back?
He's used 4 years. I don't know. Maybe he's ready to move on.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
They already have one transfer from.
They love these Wolverines.
Yeah, he could train Greco there with the Kuntz.
Oh my gosh! Wow, it's starting to make more sense. I just don't know, man. If Malik wants to come back and they bring in Taylor LaMont, that's just ouch. I'm not saying I would blame them because Malik's had ample opportunity to get it done and just hasn't been able to.
Yeah.
At NCAAs. And if Ohio State's going to make a push, then you need someone a little more viable at 125.
And I don't feel like, and maybe you can roast me on this one. I don't feel like Lamont's that much of an upgrade.
No,
I mean he's a little better, but not like wow better.
It's kind of it's very reminiscent, except this guy wasn't the champion for like Gaston Gary was, but it's like you could talk yourself on paper. Orndorff's better than Gaston Gary, but is he really that much better?
Well, I think I think Traub made it farther this year, correct?
They might have both been around the 12 guys, but Traub.
Yeah,
they did. They definitely. Yeah. Traub did not, or Orndorff did not make it further than Gaston Gary. Yeah. So I don't know if they would. I don't know what other big programs need a 25 at this point in time. Other than, well, Michigan's got Medley, so they don't have a huge need there. They can't
bet on par with
they can't do
Malik.
that. They can't do that to Jack Medley.
Hey, is McHenry just done? Like he ain't wrestling no more, or like because I need some closure on this situation.
I don't think closure's coming anytime soon. The guy's still on the team. He can't start. I don't think he can probably beat Medley yet. He obviously can't beat Suriano. He's a 25 pounder.
He doesn't wrestle in anything.
Well, a lot of people don't wrestle. It's not as popular with wrestlers these days. It used to be way more popular for the wrestlers to wrestle. Anymore, it's very out of style.
He's still got 3 years eligibility left.
Yeah.
So.
He wrestled. He beat one of the Cootses last year. He wrestled in one tournament last year, the Findlay Open.
It's a great open.
And he won five. He did. I mean, 2 of them were sudden victory, but he won all of the matches 5-0.
Yeah, and that was it. So I don't know if we'll see him. Yeah, no clue. Last year he lost to Moran and Heinzelman, but yeah, he's still on the team. I'm not expecting anything, unfortunately, at this point.
Okay.
But sure would be nice. He was a lot of fun. He's a guy who would definitely benefit from a 118 weight class for sure. Mm-hmm. But there's not enough of those guys probably. But yeah, Medley's back next year for Michigan. Garrett Ninehouse, that was a surprise for me. LaMont, it's been a weird thing with LaMont. Like he
also graduated.
He also graduated, and he also would just like randomly I know he would just like not wrestle in a tournament because he didn't want to, kind of deal. So it seemed like it wasn't all gravy there. Beard makes sense. Henson makes sense. Ninehouse, that one definitely surprised me that he was looking to leave. He still has 3 years left?
3 years, yeah.
3 years to go. He'd been pretty solid for Purdue, and Purdue doesn't have someone like beating down his door that, as far as I can tell, that's going to replace him. So he's just looking elsewhere.
Yeah, and he had a big win. He beat Labs this year, so he had a couple big wins. Yeah, that'll be a solid pickup for someone. I don't know what the deal is at Purdue. It seemed that he was happy, but I guess not.
Yes. And then Wyatt Henson, the news came out, he's going to Oklahoma, which I think on paper is sort of surprising just with the roster composition. They just got a transfer with Moshe Schwartz at 141. And I don't know if it's indicative of they're not maybe liking what they're seeing from Moshe, or they just really want to have some depth there at 141. They've, last year, their 41-49 ended up being not at all what we expected. We thought it was going to be Dom Demas and then Moore at 149, and then Demas goes up to 49. Then he ends up losing the spot to McDougald, and then 41. Who is even their NCAA 141 this year?
McDougald could kind of wrestle though.
He's good. McDougald is good.
Jacob Butler.
Yeah.
Jacob Butler.
Jacob Butler was he was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, not to go back to Ninehouse, but I knew he had the one lab win. I didn't realize how many good wins he had. I kind of looked at his wrestle stat, and I was like, wow.
He's very roller coastery.
Yeah.
Yes. Six or seven like NCAA qualifier good wins. So that'd be a nice pickup for somebody.
And not only is he up and down, it's like win 3 in a row, literally lose 3 in a row,
yes.
Then win, lose, win, lose, win, lose, win, lose.
Yeah, because 3 in a row he beat Mason Kaufman, Ishins, and Mantanona back to back, and those 3 were NCAA qualifiers. And yeah, then to your point, Hayden Hastings, Ethan Smith, Troy Fisher, none of which are that bad, but then lose 3 in a row.
Yeah, he beats Jimenez, Shannon, McNally. Then he loses to Nick South, Bailey O'Reilly, and Dom Solis, and Troy Fisher.
Yeah.
Troy Fisher ended up being a NCAA qualifier.
He was a qualifier after 0-11 or something?
1-10. I think he was 1-10 last year.
Something crazy.
1-10, and then that really should have been. But Ninehouse still qualified. He beat Mickey O'Malley, then lost to Labs and Smith. So that's actually a pretty tough draw at NCAAs. But he didn't do himself any favor in the seeding. After, but yeah, a very quality pickup. Curious who gets in on the Ninehouse sweepstakes. But yeah, lots of good guys going in the portal late. And as I mentioned, the one show like May, I think it's 1st is like kind of one of the sort of a cutoff period for going in the portal, and then it gets a little more difficult to go in there. So We may see another late
So
push.
why does it get more difficult? What's the ruling on that?
You need a special, like, I don't know, dispensation or something to
Dispensation.
Yeah.
What does this mean? This is a big word. To dispense.
No, just
To
like
dispense of transfer
allowance.
portal acceptance.
Yeah. Allowance, exemption from a rule or usual requirement.
Oh, okay. All right. So when does that dispensation then go away and people can just enter the portal whenever they want again?
That's a good question. I don't know. It may correlate with the semester breaks.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe by the fall semester you can freely transfer again. So yeah,
right.
We'll see what picks up with the portal. But that's what's happening so far. Any other thoughts on the portal before we move on?
Portal power. I think it's fun. I like it. I love that we get to see who's looking other places, and maybe that's just me as a person of the media.
Wow, person of the media, Ben Askren.
Person of the media.
Put that in the lower third.
I will
Tyler.
not call myself the journalist.
Yeah, nor I.
I don't know about those people.
Yeah.
Ben, ESPN, speaking of portal, released some NCAA numbers yesterday, and only 54% of FBS players who entered the portal across like all sports went to a new school. I believe that was scholarship athletes, then went to another school on financial aid.
Wow.
For another scholarship.
Scholarship.
So people just want to check it out, or they just want to be in there because that's what the cool kids do, or what are we thinking here?
I think because my guess is, well, one, football has like 85 full rides, so I think you can go in the portal, and I think probably the guys that do it and stay are guys that know they're good enough that the coaches are not going to cut their scholarship, right? Because that's one potential ramification of going in the portal. And I think they're probably just testing the waters. They're like, okay, what kind of interest do I get from other schools? And if the interest doesn't make sense or they don't think they can capitalize NIL as well, then they'll just stay. That's my guess on what's happening.
Yeah.
Men's basketball had the highest percentage of student athletes in the portal with 31% of its athletes in the year 2021.
That is insane.
Total athletes?
Total athletes, yep.
31%.
1,692 of its athletes entered the portal in the year 2021.
That would be like, we'll just say average wrestling roster of 30, which is a pretty good guess. That would be like 10 dudes on each team in the portal. That's
It's almost a third of the entire
wild. How would you even have practice? You 10 are like trying to leave. I don't know if I want to practice with you because you're out of here.
Yeah.
On every team? That's crazy.
And I don't really follow college basketball that closely, but Jay Wright is like a kind of a legendary coach, and he's retiring somewhat prematurely. I think his team was in the Final Four this year, and I kind of wonder with these coaches leaving, and they're just like, man, this is not fun. It's like it's hard enough with the one and dones because like guys will just come to college for a year. Now they're just all leaving, and I don't know. It's got to be a pain in the.
Do we have wrestling's percentage? Because I'm sure it's really almost insignificant compared to the 31%.
I'm sure you could
3 to 5.
find it. This ESPN article did not list it.
Got it.
You could just literally get in the portal and, well, yeah.
Well, this was over the course of 12 months that they tracked it.
Yeah.
Got it.
But that's sortable. Someone could do that in the portal and figure it out.
It's funny. In the research NCAA conducted, it shows that only 59% of scholarship FBS football players who entered their name in the transfer portal transferred to another school and received scholarship at the next destination.
Right.
Among those scholarship players who entered the portal, 33% still remain active and 8% transferred without athletic aid.
They're just like, I'll leave. Get me out of here.
So I looked at your transfer tracker between the off-season one and the in-season one, and you had 140 wrestlers in there. So that's a good amount. What is that?
Kind of a lot.
Yeah.
70. How many teams? 70.
Well, there's 70 times by probably 30-ish per. I think it's 75, but we'll say 2,200 kids, 140. Yeah, so it's 10% would be 220. So 110 is 5%. So maybe like 6-7%.
Yeah, right at 6.5, 7%. So that's probably that sounds about right, right? I like that.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Okay, let's get to Asians. Let's go to Asia. I
don't know why that sounded so funny.
You should. Never mind. All right, Kozak.
You're canceled. I don't even know what you're gonna say next. You're out of here, Christian. Cancel his ass.
No, you can't. No, free speech.
Now
I didn't even say anything.
The Asian Championships.
Austin, Texas, now the center of free speech.
Is it?
Because our boy Elon just bought Twitter.
Elon bought Twitter.
He did. He just said, "Here's $44 billion. Can I have it, please?"
Let free speech reign.
Yeah, that's gonna be. I'm curious. As a much less active Twitter user, I don't care quite as much, but
I don't think
it's
that much will
definitely big
change.
news.
You know what I am excited for?
What?
Trump's first tweet back.
Oh gosh. Do you think he's coming
Christian,
back? That's what I'm not looking forward to.
How many burner accounts do you have on Twitter, though, Christian?
I don't have any.
None.
You know what? I'll tell a story though. One time I won't even say who. I won't even implicate. We thought, it'd be fun. We should have a burner account because there's some stuff we can't say, and we made it, and then within an hour we're like, oh my gosh, we should not do this. We're gonna get fired. This is so bad. This is so stupid. And then we immediately chickened out. So yeah, it's Kevin Durant. He got caught with the burner. It's a
Wait, Kevin
dangerous
Durant
game.
had a burner account?
Oh my gosh, Ben, yes, wake up. He got busted with it multiple times.
Guys, listen, I've tried telling Christian, I've tried telling you this 50 times. I do not pay any attention to anything. Fighting, wrestling, crypto. If it's outside that, I probably don't know much about it.
Well, yeah, so Kevin Durant's been caught on burner, not being on his burner account, commenting as though he's not Kevin Durant multiple times.
He doesn't do it anymore now. He just uses his own account.
Other players or something?
No, he basically defends himself, and then he'll talk trash on his former teammate Russell Westbrook or whatever.
Bro, how embarrassing is that you're that rich and that famous, and you feel the need to create a burner account to defend yourself? That's so freaking pathetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which he doesn't do anymore. Now he just uses his main account to do it.
Yeah, he does.
Which is kind of funny.
This is hilarious. Relax, big dog. You're Kevin Durant. There's no relaxing on Twitter. I'm on 10 until the second I close the app. You relax. That's funny. Because now he just doesn't even try to do the burner thing. He just tweets whatever he thinks. Now I have a lot of time to tweet because his team just got swept.
Oh, man.
Anyway.
Dang, that's hilarious that he got busted. Because, Ali Abdelaziz gets busted, tweeting from a bunch of fighters' accounts, and he'll, forget to switch to the right one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Genius. Great guy. Okay.
We going to Asia?
Let's go to Asia.
Okay.
We're on location. You're in Asia.
Yep.
What's up?
I'm in Mongolia. Asian
Live from
Championships were
Mongolia,
last week.
Ulaanbaatar.
Yep. The big stories. Asians isn't as deep as a continent as Europe, but the big story is Iran. They swept, or they got 6 of 10 golds, and they had their 2s and 3s there mostly. So Iran, as a team, I think they are. If Russia stays banned, they're the team that can contend with us at Worlds. So Mohammedian was back. He was at Asians. He won. And then Amuzad at 65 for Iran. He beat Bajrang, so he's a guy to watch as well.
Dang.
And then, I don't know, another...
That's the guy that went crazy at Junior Worlds, too.
What do you mean crazy?
He was just, I forget it, he's just electric to watch.
Mm-hmm.
He just locks up over-unders and just throws people to their back.
Yeah.
That was the 65 because I was watching that highlight, and a few of them, he did this thing that I get mad at for some kids who maybe aren't as successful at my academy. They do this one thing all the time, and it drives me freaking crazy.
Do you want to play it? And
he did. Well, it's it was the third scoring sequence where the guy is down on his knees and they're kind of over, and they let them come up just to try to throw them. It's no, they're on their knees. Just freaking hit a goal behind. It's so simple.
I want to see it.
Yeah, so Mike put the scoring sequence together.
Let me see. I'll figure out exactly which one it was.
So Amuzad, he's
in the blue
classic on Iranian style, gets that underhook, just pressures in really hard. So he scored 28 points, and 20 with a right-handed underhook, and 12 were from step outs or cautions. he just kind of pressures in real hard.
Pushing machine. All right, well, I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, he's like a classic Iranian wrestler for sure.
Him and Bajrang's match was actually super boring because they just stayed.
It's at like
over
33.
for like all of it.
Starts at 33.
Yeah, we're probably close to it here.
It's got to be next then, right here.
Yep.
Yeah, he could easily just hit a. He let him up. He could have easily hit a go behind there, and he's.
Yeah, but I hit a go behind when you get thrown to his
That
back
looks
for
way
4.
cooler.
There ain't no 4-point go behinds, man.
I don't give a damn about
Coward.
Cool. I just want
There it is.
guys to win as many matches as possible.
Listen,
He's
he's
up
up.
Pakistan. All the moves work against him.
Yeah, exactly. That's why he let him up. I probably against a Bajrang type, he's running behind, but he's like, you know what? I'm gonna let this dude stand up so I can go.
He hit a beautiful outside step against Bajrang.
I know that really caught me by surprise, and
I
apparently
think Bajrang was a little rusty.
He's like, this guy ain't gonna shoot. Why was he rusty? Because wrestlers don't like wrestling. He's normally always in the streets.
He hasn't wrestled
Bajrang.
since Olympics, I think.
Whoa. That will lead to some rust.
Oh no, he did. They had a national tournament. He won that last month.
That's training for Bajrang.
Yeah. So, Amuzad, he wrestled at Senior Worlds last year, but he was down at 61, and he really gassed out hard in his second match at Worlds there. So he looks like he's got the
a little more pop.
a little more pop up at 65. So he'll be a guy who can contend with the best at 65 for sure. But in my mind, this kind of sets up Iran versus USA for Worlds. I think it's really going to be, us against them, and it could be really close, for sure.
I don't want to. I mean, we know what Iran has a history of, and maybe he went up a weight class, and there's probably a reason he got a little more pop.
Well, he also was probably cutting way too much weight at 61.
That's possible.
Look at him.
But,
He's pretty big.
But let's not make like other things haven't happened previously.
Yes, they definitely happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But every time a guy you can't just say that every time someone changes a weight now.
I mean, how many Iranians have popped in the last decade? The number's quite a lot, I believe.
I mean, what
5,
do you think is quite
8?
a lot? Okay, 5. Yeah, maybe.
There's only 20 dudes on the team. They don't wrestle women's.
It's true. That is a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like steroids.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. The other thing about Iran is the Asian Games are this year, and they put like a lot of weight into that tournament, and they're either right before or right after World Championships. So they're trying to figure out like who they should send to Worlds and who they should send to the Asian Games.
They won't do both.
I mean, they'd have to like literally go from like Worlds to Asians. I don't think they're gonna do both. So the way that Iran the way Iran decides their team is they like invite 3 or 4 guys per weight class to like a training camp, and then they just do like a bunch of wrestle-offs over and over again.
And sometimes they'll just
Until
keep
they
doing
get the
it.
exact result that they want.
Until they get the result they want. So like for Yazdani at 86, they'll say like, all right, if Yazdani wins the first match, that's it.
That's it.
But if he loses, we'll make it a best of 3 series.
Imagine if we did that.
For real
in America.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, Dake lost. We're running it back.
Give him another shot.
All right, 3 out of 5, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, actually, someone was asking me about. Someone said this in the comments, and someone asked me about this. And why did international wrestlers gas out so hard? One of my athletes was asking me about this last week. I don't really have a good answer for that. Because you would think by this point, they would have realized that that's a weakness or vulnerability, and a lot of them would have fixed it. And I think there's probably less that gas out than, say, 10, 15 years ago. But there are still a significant amount of international wrestlers who just, our favorite of all time, Moose Sky, that literally just like look like they're going to fall over. And I don't know how or why that they haven't addressed this problem.
it's weird because we think about them, okay, yeah, the Americans gas them out. It happens against everyone. It's not just limited to American, we push the pace. No, they gas against everyone.
Somebody asked, I think it was last week, if Musakaev is the pound-for-pound greatest wrestler if matches were 30 seconds or less.
30 seconds.
The question is maybe, or the answer is maybe.
He'd be good. 90 seconds.
He's already the GOAT.
Yeah, he's great.
You can make it 30.
I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they just. I don't know. Do they all smoke or something? Is it something like that? They smoke cigarettes?
Yeah. Because it's not a hugely hard problem to figure out. I mean, just freaking wrestle hard for longer than 6 minutes multiple times, and you're gonna obviously still get tired in 6 minutes, but you're gonna probably know how to deal with it, and you're gonna not get as tired if you train really hard.
Did you ever have anyone on Missouri that was like you saw them train and they train hard and they would still gas out?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And a guy I worked hard with it, Nick Marable, because it's anyone who's super fast twitch, right? Nick Marable was super explosive, and so after Nick's, let's see, so he redshirted and then he couldn't start because he was behind Matt Pell and I, who took third and first, and then the following year. So going into the following year, that summer, I took him with me to a bunch of camps, and we built up one time a week because you don't need to do it every day. One time we started at 30-minute straight go, and every week we'd go up by 5 minutes. I think we got to an hour and 5 minutes or something like that, just so he knew what it felt like, and he was good with that, because obviously if we wrestle for an hour, you're going to feel tired in 7 minutes, but you're not going to feel that tired. So you understand how to deal with it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of a weird thing. Okay, let's continue. Bajrang's rusty. Higuchi's back. I don't know how long he was gone, but he's here.
How long was he gone? That was my question.
I haven't watched him in quite a bit.
Well, no, you remember he
to 57.
He went 57 last year. They were going to give him the spot, and then he went to the Olympic qualifier and he missed weight, and so then they opened it back up. And he lost to Takahashi at 57. So then now he's back up at 61.
Where he should be.
He should be. But he's only 26, which feels like he should be so much older.
Yeah, because he made the Olympic finals at like 20.
Mm-hmm.
He is so good. I really want to see him versus... well, you don't think he's going to start, Kozak, the Higuchi hater.
Yeah, he lost. He lost in December at one of their national tournaments, so he'll have to win.
The Emperor's Cup.
Yeah. He'll have to win a wrestle-off this summer.
Well, I believe in him.
We'll see.
I think he will win. I want to see him versus Dayton or whoever we send, and really against Abiskadze of Russia, if Russia somehow finds their way into the World Championships, which right now looks like a long shot. But if they do, I want to see that match very badly. Do you think he just gets rolled up by Abiskadze?
No.
Who, Higuchi?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I think he's right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
I do too.
This is a guy who beat Odaguru at 65
Yes.
a couple years ago. Yeah. So, Higuchi's been a guy who's been right there at 57, 61, and 65, but has been caught behind guys kind of every year.
Yeah. Japan really good in the lightweights.
Wait. I thought Abiskadze was moving up to 65.
So that was going to be my next question. Have we heard any confirmation on that happening?
That's always just been said eventually, because obviously he can't go 61 for Olympics. I don't know if that means this year or 2024 solely.
So now that the Russians can't wrestle in any UWW events, are they just wrestling each other?
Yeah, they do like Dagestan versus Ossetia duels and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. So then in a couple weeks, they're going to do a professional tournament. It'll be 16-man brackets for all 10 weights, and winners will get 1 million rubles, which is the equivalent of $13,000.
International athletes are allowed to participate.
They're devaluing their currency like a son of a gun. Give them dudes some Bitcoin or something. Rubles, they ain't worth nothing.
So they're doing that, and then they're still doing Russian Nationals in June. I think it's middle of June.
Also, Belarus will be at that World Cup.
Bitcoin not going the right way either, Ben.
No, we're hanging in a steady sideways channel.
A steady sideways channel? Is that what you said?
Steady side. Yeah. For like 3 months. Yeah, I mean, it's boring. I wish I was way richer too, but sometimes you got to grind it out for a few months.
All right. Whoa. Every time I zoom out more, it looks sadder. When will it look better for Bitcoin?
What?
So at the 5-day looks bad. 1 month looks bad. 6 months looks bad. Year to date, not great. Although slightly up from the
Christian
low.
Piles, you realize that for a good year and a half, it was like $3,000 to $4,000. Zoom back to that.
Yeah,
that's you'd be a little happier.
You go out a year, it's down year over year. Okay, 5 years. There we go. Now we're looking good. Had to go
now.
out.
If you go back another few years, it's going to be between like $300 and $400.
Okay.
So go back that far.
So, yeah, eventually it looks good. Good job, Bitcoin.
It's up and to the right. The ruble, on the other hand, not so good, amigo.
Tough times for rubles.
Yes.
For all the ruble holders out there that listen to this show. Okay, other storylines out of Asians, 57, Ravi Kumar. Are you high on this young man?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys remember, he's the Olympic silver medalist from last year. He's a guy who sets a really high pace. He's also really big for 57
so
kilograms.
big.
He looks bigger than Bajrang when they stand next to each other. But yeah, I don't think him and Gilman have ever wrestled. So again, at this year's Worlds, if Russia's not there, Ravi's kind of the guy who would be in front of or be in the way of Gilman, kind of going back to back. But I like the way Gilman matches up with him, because Gilman's not a guy who's going to get tired, and Gilman, I think, is a big 57 kg guy as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Gilman can kind of match his pace and maybe beat him on some technique as well. But I think it would be a really entertaining match. I don't think it would be like a 2-1 style match. I think it would be, high scoring to an extent.
Yeah, the Indian guys go hard.
Mm-hmm.
I was just going to say that, Christian. Speaking of cardio, feels like India is one of the other countries that uses cardio as one of their weapons. Like, all their dudes wrestle pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Would like to see Gilman versus Ravi. I guess there's no competition for Ravi out of India, but 57 will likely have someone. I don't know who's going to come through and challenge Gilman, but he's going to have someone tough in Final X if he accepts the spot, which he has not accepted at this point in time, right?
Wait, what? Why not? He's going to accept it.
Okay.
He's only got, 2 weeks?
He's got till May the 4th be with you.
Yeah.
So you got, 8-ish days.
I'm guessing he will accept.
We think. Okay. Next up, let's move off of Asia. Let's get out of Asia. Not the best time to be in Asia. We already hit on we got Jason Nolf entered. That was another news dump. He entered the U.S. Open at 74, where he earned the top seed. Seeds are out. Some weights only had 3 seeds, like 57. Matt Ramos, Jacob Camacho, Joey Prada.
And none of them were NCAA All-Americans this year. So
yes.
This is not a good weight class.
Yep. But 61 is interesting.
61's all right.
Graf Nico Gross, Josh Rod, DeShazer.
Jesse Mendez.
Jesse Mendez is in there. He's not seeded, so he could be a real landmine at 61.
Townsend's going to be at 57, too.
Okay. And then 65.
70's got some fun ones for sure.
Yeah. 70 will be huge. And really, 70's one where we'll learn a lot about who's going to take the spot based on how this goes. There's only a few big contenders that are not in the field, one being Ryan Deacon. But beyond that, reestablishing the pecking order here, which I think Pantelio is the rightful 1 seed and probably on paper the favorite to win this one. But it's gonna be a good tournament. Austin
79
Gomez
is the weight.
feeling real
That's
good.
probably the premier weight class of the tournament. It goes all the way down to the 8th seed. This is Vincenzo Joseph, very good competitors all the way through 1 through 8.
Yeah, we got Ringer, Imar, Chance, Wick, Lujan, Mickey O'Malley, the 6th seed over McFadden and Chenzo.
Yeah,
He beat
how did they get
McFadden. He beat
Vincenzo at
McFadden
8. I was very perplexed by that, but maybe just because due to recent competitions or something to that effect.
Because I know O'Malley's ahead of McFadden because he beat him.
Mm-hmm. He's beaten him twice.
Yes.
Wow.
His coach.
And I'm not sure if McFadden has beat Vincenzo head-to-head, and that's how they got that.
That's how I'd read it.
Came to conclusion. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
Isaac
Vincenzo
Trumbull's the
Joseph
1 seed,
match.
guys, at 92. Love Isaac
He did
Trumbull.
All-American.
But yeah.
These 92, 97s, they should just do one of those, like, when some tournaments they show up and it's too small and they just combine the weight classes, they should do this for 92 and 97.
Yeah.
These are not good weight classes. Just combine them, USA Wrestling.
That happens at some of Caleb's tournaments, Just, we'll smash them together.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, and then Hayden Zillmer, the 1 seed at heavyweight. Mike Mock, the 1 seed at 97. So, yeah.
Hayden Zillmer getting upset, baby. You see who's number 8?
American hero.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
He's got to take out David Tate Orndorff. Wait, didn't they wrestle at?
Yeah, Orndorff won.
Orndorff beat.
Nah, it's different style, though. Different style.
Yeah, Henson, U23 World Team member.
Yes, he was. Yeah. Oh, that is a fact of life.
I kind of like that second half of the seeds at heavyweight with Christian Lance, Jordan Wood, Lucas Davison, Wyatt Hendrickson. I think they could make some noise here.
They could party, but it just seems like Dom and Zillmer are just gonna be the guys there, right? Yeah. I don't see them getting. It'd be pretty.
Lucas Davison
That's a good
really
point.
good.
He's looked good.
Junior World Silver.
Sure.
Dom Bradley is ageless. He just feel like he's been wrestling forever.
Yeah, forever. I mean, honestly, yeah, we were on the same college team. He's been wrestling forever.
When you're a good heavyweight, you can have some longevity in this sport.
Oh yeah,
he certainly has. All right, so that's I mean, when you remove the large incentive to wrestle at the U.S. Open, if you're qualified, there's not a lot of reason to wrestle at the U.S. Open, unfortunately.
Especially especially Christian, due to the fact that the trials are literally 3 weeks later.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's such a small time window.
Yeah, for sure. So that's why you get a weight where an Olympic weight, a world weight where you don't have a seeded wrestler that was an NCAA All-American. You have 3 seeds, so that's what will happen when you remove that incentive.
How much better do you think junior? What weight is it? Is it junior 50? No, juniors have the same weights. How much better do you think junior 57 is than senior?
Junior 57 is very interesting.
I don't know that I would say it's better.
But like these, yeah.
But like Richard Figueroa, Robbie. I mean, it's probably Richie Figgs or Robbie
better,
Howard.
Bro, come on, it's better. Give me the entrance, JD. Come on,
Richie Figgs and Robbie Howard are probably gonna be the finals there.
Who else? But give me more.
Well, I'm just telling you, those are the two. I think.
But it's going to go deep. We're going to have like 10, 12, 14.
It's more interesting.
Pretty damn good competitors.
Yes, but it's like, would those guys beat Jacob Camacho? Probably
Troy
not.
Spratley.
Yeah, there's some good dudes there.
All right, hold on.
All right. What are they? They see the
Dean
juniors,
Peterson,
correct?
Robbie Howard, Joy Volk, Cooper Flynn, Spencer Moore, Nico Provo, Gary Steen, Andre Gonzalez.
Robbie Howard's in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is not. It's not better. It's good, but I will not say it's better.
Okay, fine.
Also,
you could say it's better.
U20s is in World Team Trials either.
Yeah,
so
it could get spicier by come trials time. But still, it is crazy that it is actually a conversation, Ben, which I guess is probably the broader point, that a junior open weight is comparably tough to a senior open weight.
Yeah.
Not good.
Cadet 55 might be better.
We might listen, I certainly think we'll look back in like 4 or 5 years and be like, oh my gosh, look at these names.
Oh yeah.
Cadets U17s is for the world team as well. So all the best guys are coming out for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
55 is so good.
55, I mean it's what Mason and
Nate Jezeroga.
Jezeroga, but
we
there's
got a question at 51 is the match I want to see because we got a question about what cadet and junior matches are you looking forward to coming up. Bo Bassett versus Luke Lillidahl.
So we've never had that we could find an example of 2 returning cadet world medalists at the same weight class. Returning at the same weight. We couldn't find it.
In cadets, not because I'm sure at like juniors you've had some guys do that.
Cadet world medalist at a cadet weight the next year. No, I don't think we've seen it.
And it had to happen.
Probably not.
Because it was either Jezeroga or Bassett.
Yeah, he had to go in one of the weights. So yeah, Lillidahl it's gonna be quite a cut for him. But yeah, we'll get to see him against Bo Bassett as Bo is now up at a tougher or a bigger weight class and probably gonna be tougher, a little more competitive for him. So that's an exciting one. I mean, 80 is really tough too.
Mm-hmm.
These cadet weights are insane. I think we had an article, like, over 100 ranked guys between cadets and junior in Vegas this weekend. That's a lot. Triple digits. All right, let's get to some questions. Wait, trivia question for Ben. No cheating.
Oh, I knew this one. I looked at this last night. This is so easy.
The 2 Missouri wrestlers are Division I head coaches. Okay. Jeremy, right? What are they?
You want to answer the other one, or because it's trivia for you? I know the answer.
Do you know, John?
Mm-mm.
Huh.
The second one is kind of tricky.
Kind of tricky. Give me a hint, because I don't know.
He didn't finish his career at Mizzou.
I don't know.
John Cerritos at Cal Poly.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
Yep.
he went to the University of Tennessee Chattanooga because he couldn't start over Tyron or I.
The question, I don't know if it was actually mentioned, was name the 2 Missouri wrestlers who are current Division I head coaches.
Yeah, so
Yes.
Jeremy
I'm
Spades
sorry.
and John Cerritos.
That was a little
John
bad
Cerritos
radio
did a
there.
really good job.
John
at,
Cerritos is a
Cal Poly.
Virginian. I should really have known that. Okay. We got more voicemails, Ben. You asked, and the people
They
answered.
delivered.
All right, let's go to
It filled up over the weekend, so my apologies. This voicemail does not take much to fill up. but-
What happened? Wait. What happened? Because we weren't getting any voicemails, and now you're getting so many that your voicemail box is filled up.
Yeah, I don't know. I really do not know.
What?
People like the
Okay.
voicemail.
I wonder. Yeah. I don't know what's been going on there. Let's go to the cow catcher question here, Tyler.
The call in is 515-509-5071. It's also in the description of every episode, so if you don't have to remember that. You can just look.
Call toll free.
That's right.
Hello, this question is for Ben. I was wondering, Ben, how would you prevent me from pinning you in a cow catcher? I 110% believe I could, and it will happen one day. Thank you. Love the show.
Okay.
All right. So one time, Coach Horton pinned me in that when I was probably like 18 or 19, and I just said, "There's no way in hell I'm ever getting pinned in that move again," and I just never got pinned in it again.
Really?
So you meet this man.
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy. That could be Bart Horton for all we know.
This guy's a moron. He ain't touching me.
You have no idea who that was. We don't know his name. It could.
I don't
literally
give
be-
a damn who it is. Bo Nickel ain't pinning me in that move, and he's probably as good as anyone is at it.
Okay. At what position would you have to start changing your mind? Like what? How deep would they have to get the hold on you?
They're not pinning me. They're not doing it.
Could
I
my call
told you
cement
guys
mixer you,
when I
though?
was 19 years old, I said no one's ever pinned me in that move again, and it didn't happen. That was freaking 2002 or 3 or somewhere in there.
Listen, I'm putting a bounty out. I'm putting the word out. AWA.
Some people are going to show up and try grabbing me.
I'll give you 50
if
bucks
you're a bum
on
off
camera.
The street, you don't get to wrestle me. I don't
What-
like. This is like when I was at Duke Rufus's gym.
Shout out
This is
Raphael
one
and
of the reasons
Pico.
Pettis got hurt a lot because these dudes would just show up and they want to fight. And I'm like, listen, I don't get paid to fight in the gym. I don't know you. I don't know what. I ain't going with you. Like you're a bum off the street. I'm not going with you. Pettis would be like, hey, let's fight. He didn't fight you for free because he thought it was fun. And then like he get hurt because they would do some. So the bum off the street, they do some wild shit. You
Yeah.
don't know what they're gonna do. Try all kinds of crazy stuff.
I think people have done this with John Smith before, and he just beats the fire out of them. They'll like show up and they think they can beat. These big country guys think John's not the biggest guy in the world, and then he just murders them for like an hour. There's like I don't know if I've ever confirmed that, but I think
No, I've heard stories.
those stories are out there.
For real, that's how you get hurt, though. Just going with these people off the street that you don't know what they're going to do some wild stuff. You don't know what kind of nonsense they're going to try.
I
And then
remember
they tweak your ankle or something.
this exact thing happened. I was at a clinic in Virginia, and they got Henry Cejudo there, like right after he won the Olympics. This was like 2008 or 9. And there was this kid from Waynesboro who legit, he's like, it was like during the clinic, after the clinic, he's like, hey man, I want you to wrestle me. Like he was challenging Henry. And Henry was like being nice, like, no, man. And then like afterwards, he's like, those are the kind of dudes that'll like, I saw it in his eyes. This kid was crazy. He's like, you don't know what someone like that's going to do. They dive in at your knee, get something weird. You can hurt yourself. He's like, I'm not wrestling with someone like that. And the kid was like, no, this is about respect. It's really funny. Some high school kid like, man, he won the Olympics. He doesn't have to wrestle anyone ever again. And he basically
It's nonsense. There's tournaments, and if you want to show up at the tournament, you might get to wrestle Henry Cejudo. But the problem is, no offense, guys, you suck. You can't make the trials finals and wrestle Henry Cejudo. I'm sorry. Now, if for some reason Henry Cejudo type decides to wrestle in the U.S. Open, and you're a roofer, you might show up at the first round and get lucky enough to draw Henry. I did this once or twice when I was in the Open earlier, and I showed up. I'm like, this dude, they don't know how to wrestle. Like, why am I wrestling this person in a wrestling tournament? They don't know any moves.
They got the mat flexes out the box on their feet. You can tell.
For real.
Brand new crispy
I'm going to pin
mat
you
flexes.
nice and soft. I'm not going to be a dick. I'm just going to roll you over to your back and pin you. I don't know why you're at this tournament.
Ben, I feel certain that at a certain point, okay, if someone has the chin and arm and you're on your side, you could get pinned at that point, right?
Listen, I made a decision when I was 19 years old that I'm not going to get pinned in that move anymore, and I haven't got pinned in the move in 20 years.
Well, I think it's because anytime someone challenges you, you just say, I decline. I decline the challenge.
No, I wrestled all comers for a very long period of time, and I still wrestle my better kids at AWA. I mean, they're high school kids, so I roll them up pretty easy. But I wrestled Keegan all last summer. Probably 2 or 3 times a week. I wrestled Parker in April.
But I think you don't teach that move to your guys, so it's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
No, I do. No, that's a great move. Because listen, if you give me a chin and arm, if you let me have it, you're dead. Like,
could you pin yourself in a chin and arm?
Could you pin yourself? I'm so happy you guys are calling it a chin and arm.
If you can clone myself and have him put it on me, then you might have a chance.
Well, how do you don't know that we're not on that right now? The Flow Quant division has many divisions, and one of them is a cloning division.
Yeah, I figured it out when I did jiu-jitsu, and I figured out how to do a one-arm guillotine and choke people unconscious because the refs don't suspect you can choke them out with one arm. So when I get that up there, they're gonna hold on for about 4 seconds. Then they're gonna realize, oh shit, if I don't roll over, I'm gonna pass out. And even in practice, I'll tell these kids like, you need to roll over because you're going to pass out. And then they're like, okay, I'll just roll over and get pinned.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got a question from Boondog from Costa Rica, which is the point when I stopped reading. Because when it's Boondog from Costa Rica, I want to hear the rest. That's all I need to know. Boondog from Costa Rica has left a voicemail. That's good enough for me.
Hey, this is Boondoggy from Costa Rica. Calling to ask you guys, what do you think about the difference between Spencer Lee's NCAA career, assuming he gets a 4th national title, compared to someone like Kyle Dake in his 4 years? Because both of them are going to have some losses, but Kyle did it at 4 different weights. Just wanted to see how you would rank them in their careers if both of them ended up 4-timers and both of them also had some losses along the way. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, it's really it's an interesting debate because they are a more similar comparison because they did take some losses earlier in their career and then their junior and senior years. Or at least for Spencer, he hasn't lost since his sophomore season, right? So pretty comparable. Spencer definitely the edge in dominance. Dake definitely the edge in quality opponents beaten, at least so far. Part of that because you mentioned Dake's being able to, Ben brought this up last show, when you can change weights, you get the more opportunity to beat more really good guys, where Spencer's been at 125, where probably his best win will have been his freshman year when he beat Nick, right? Yeah. That's probably, although he did beat Nathan Tomasello as well. So he's got 2 national champion wins under his belt. I don't know. Who do you like? This is a very tough comparison because it's going to be a debate as we're ranking the 4-timers. I think it's about this point.
Well, who were we comparing Kyle Dake with? Yanni. We were doing it last week, and I think it's relatively so. Yanni. So there's three debate points there. Yanni was less losses. He only has 1 loss ever, and it was like in the match he was winning, right?
Yes.
Now the Dake will be he has the best wins, the greatest opponents, but he did get to span over multiple weight classes. But going up and beating David Taylor is like ridiculous, and he has that point. Spencer will be the bonus points. He is one of the greatest bonus point wrestlers in NCAA history, and so you kind of will have to pick which one you value the most.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. And if let's say Yanni just doesn't even he never wrestles Jaden Ironman, that match doesn't happen. How much more differently do we view him?
Yeah, I think he's just. I mean, I think even with he has an argument being the second best.
If he went undefeated an entire career, he's Kale.
He's not. First of all,
Kale's correct.
Far more dominant. Two, it really doesn't change how I view Yanni that he lost. Okay, he lost one time as a true freshman fluke match. I'm not like, okay, that moves him up or down to a different level.
You pick Dake. If Yanni goes 4 years undefeated national champ, do you put him above Dake?
Yes.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Put Kale above him then.
Yeah. Yanni did it as a true freshman, torn ACL, like that whole thing. Doesn't lose a match. Come on.
Yeah. That's true. He beat Dean Heil.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You know what?
Hey, do we have Kale's? I'm trying to search Kale's bonus stats. Do we have those anywhere? So I feel like
they were
for
nuts.
Kale's era, his bonus stats were really good. But I feel like we have a new era of bonus stats where guys are bonusing at a significantly higher rate. I know the pin rate went down, but I think the bonus total has went up. So does this have? I just looked at this article.
His bonus rate was sky high. It was so.
Kale's was.
Yeah,
even for today,
he won the Hodge 3 times. I mean, I know that, but I remember.
No, I don't think it was though. I think it was for that era. I think he was like better than anyone. But like when I bonused 90% both years, no one was close to me. And now in
he almost won a whole season. I think with almost 100% bonus.
His senior year, but not the other years. Total. So I would bet. Oh, here we go. What do we got there? Is that the answer?
Where are you looking?
Yes. So I would guess his total was like, and I could be wrong, but I feel like it's like 75% somewhere in that effect, which is
absurd,
amazing, right? But
yeah,
when you're comparing to
really
some current guys like Retherford or Taylor, like it's not that great.
Also, first of all, they're not today's age anymore. And Taylor was a decade ago.
So post me, we'll say post me versus prior to me. Like
So
I said, when I had
pins.
90% my last 2 years, no one was remotely close to me in the bonus percentage. And now I feel like every year you're gonna have multiple people who are at 90%.
So he had 61 pins in his career. I know that. He's 159-0. I'm trying to find.
Oh wait, this has all of his matches. It looks like. So let's see. Like his freshman year, 1, 2. This is not good radio, but whatever. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Wait. You can't do this. You can't read all his bonus.
He's 75%. Is not 9. So 30 of 39 is freshman year.
That's really high.
That's 75%. This is what Hello, McFly.
How many years did Zain have over 75% bonus? And
His last 3 were in the 90s, I think.
Yeah.
Congrats, you got Zain. That was higher.
He was never over 90. He was at 83, 89, 88.
Oh my God, I was 1% off. Like, come on. 1%. Yep. What was Bo Nickel? Bo Nickel hit the 90s. I bet David hit the 90s.
Yeah, let's look. Oh, where's Bo Nickel? Bo Nickel. What are we even talking about right now?
We can't keep doing this.
What are we even talking about here? He hit 90.
You are doing terrible radio right now.
He hit 90 one time. He hit 90 one time. Otherwise, he was 74, 77, 65.
Who's that, Nickel or Taylor?
Nickel.
All right, Taylor was definitely in the 90s.
Yeah, his freshman year was insane. Okay.
He also only had 2 undefeated seasons, so 2 national titles.
Yeah. I'll have Kale's complete bonus percentage you're gonna say.
All right, we'll have that in a second.
All right, Kozak's doing it. There we go. So, anyways, if Yanni's undefeated, he's absolutely number 2 to Kale, and you probably are debating them. But with the one loss, I think you're debating what I said. Least losses versus toughest competition versus most bonus.
Yeah. We'll have to settle it a different way. Let's I
think I might give the nod to Spencer.
Yeah, the team impact is really notable too.
Like, why is that? That should not factor, I don't think.
Yeah, that doesn't factor at all into me.
Why doesn't that factor?
What do you mean? The team.
We're talking about individual seasons.
Come on. I know.
And what team impact are you talking about?
His impact on Iowa.
Resurrection of the Iowa program to a national championship.
You mean a program that's won how many national titles in the past?
Well, listen.
But they hadn't won in a decade plus.
Yeah, look at what was going on. Look at what's going to happen after Spencer's gone too. I don't see their path back to the conversation.
Well, that doesn't factor at all.
Spencer had 89 and 92% bonus 2020 and then 2021.
That's very high.
And one of those was with torn ACLs.
Well,
only at the end.
Yeah, only at the end. Although that season basically didn't hardly have any matches in it, if we recall. So really,
30 matches total of those two.
Yeah, that's not a ton. And how much do you weigh that? You got a guy with 160 matches for his career. How many is Spencer gonna have, or even Yanni versus Spencer?
I think Yanni's higher, but Spencer's just gonna be just over 100 over the course of 6 different seasons.
Right. So that's not so. Currently, Yanni is 94-1 across three years.
Yeah, so he'll get about 130-ish, somewhere in there.
And 78-5 for Spencer, so 83. Yep. So only like 10 more matches for Yanni.
Yeah. Gable's bonus. I thought Gable got to 90, so Gable got 82.3 and 77.8.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Kale had 85% career bonus, right?
Dude,
really? Dang
that's
it! Wow,
nuts.
I was wrong. I'm sorry, Kale.
I think 31.
I believed in you, Kale, all along.
31 majors, 44 techs, 61 pins.
My gosh.
So that's a total of, so out of 159, how many matches were bonus of the
136? 136. I don't know if forfeits count though.
I count them because he didn't get the opportunity.
Then that would be like another 5.
Yeah, 85 without forfeits. 85.5%.
There's also disqualification in here.
You got a DQ?
Wow.
Paul Jen from Iowa.
Yeah. Oh, he got him back. That was his loss his redshirt year.
Oh yeah. So then he was up. Looks like he was winning 22-7.
That's a tech.
That's a tech ball.
But it says I don't know.
That's insane.
The 1 year David has on WrestleStat, he's 94.12.
It's crazy how far and away he is the GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
It's nuts.
Yes.
85% career bonus with 160 matches. Bananas. All right, Tyler from Illinois has an Olympics question.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Tyler calling out of the suburbs of Illinois. I had a couple thoughts from last week. I was wondering, do you think if the Olympics happened in 2020 that Gable Steveson and David Taylor win gold medals? Also, do you think Kyle Dake would have potentially won, given he didn't have that injury? And also, if anyone else would have been impacted by that move. Please get back to me. Thanks. Bye-bye.
So the Olympics being postponed a year, ripple effect, obviously it's an unanswerable question, but there's some speculation you can do. Like the idea of Gilman making the switch, Gilman was going to be at Iowa through 2020, and then everything got pushed back and he moved. That's a big ripple effect. How does that impact the big ripple there is 2020, Spencer's going, right? And how does that impact? Instead, a year later, Spencer's out. Huge impact on our Olympic team and who would have been the guy. at that weight in particular. How else differently? I mean,
Gable doesn't win.
The year benefits Gable for sure.
It benefited Gable, but I'm not saying he doesn't win.
I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying he definitely
I'm
got
not
better
gonna be definitive
over the course of that year.
Like JD was. I think maybe he doesn't win, but I think he was really good that year when he beat he was undefeated. He beat Paris pretty soundly. I think there's a great chance that he wins the Olympics that year. The Dake injury thing, it's like I don't really factor that in at all. Like, I mean, I don't know when he got injured. He got it seemingly through the course of training, which is training he would have been doing in 2020. I don't see the difference there.
So you think he loses? In 2020?
I mean, if he's, yeah. I mean,
one thing is Sidakov had the blown marriage, and then he lost in October of that year to Sabalov.
That's actually a really good point.
But then JD brought up the counterpoint. What about Cotty? Who Dake actually lost to.
Yeah.
We're like a Russian tabloid show now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't discount that. What are the other ripple effects? I mean, Soriano is in 2020. If there's no COVID, he's in the trials, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then how does that go?
Also,
how far along was David? I assume he would have been healthy, but he had the knee surgery in 2019.
That was April of 2019.
So you assume he would have been okay.
He had a year to trials. Good. But yes, Donnie had
he was out.
He had knee surgery early in 2020, so he would have been worse.
Yeah. So he would have. Yeah, but David would have still won, in my opinion. 65. Do we get someone through? If at 65, I don't think so. It's probably the same deal. Same cast of characters. I don't think the year benefited Dake or Burroughs that much.
No,
I think that was probably the match we're gonna get. Mm-hmm. Jordan day of is different, right?
Yeah.
And then Kyle Jaden didn't happen. I mean, but Jaden just didn't make weight on time, so.
Yep.
Hard to say. And I don't know internationally like what things really shifted for the Olympic Games either.
Not much. It was pretty much Russia's team for the past couple of years. Yeah. And same with Iran.
Maybe Mohammedian would have been better.
Suspended still?
No, he would have been less off of the roids probably.
Yeah.
Remember what he did to Snyder?
That was horrifying.
January 2020.
That freaked me right out. But then the more I watched him, I was like, that was just an outlier. He was he had the residuals in his system.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. John from Oklahoma wants to know. He has got a question. I'm not gonna ask the question for John from Oklahoma. He's gonna ask it.
Here we go.
Hi, this is John from Edmond, Oklahoma. Got a hypothetical question on the match with Starachi and Lewis in the finals this year. Hypothetically, if they were both to be able to train in the same room, obviously would not be possible, but the question is which one, I understand Starachi won the match, but which one is really better when you end up with a match that is that close, when it appears as though Starachi probably has a room full of guys, just a lot more high-level guys to train with. So the question would be, if they were able to train in the same room, is there a way to tell who would you pick to actually be better? I know so many times in high schools around here, teams dominate, but it's because they have 10 or 12 guys in a room that are all working out together each day. So, who's actually better in your opinion between the two? Is there a way to tell, knowing that they train in different rooms and they don't have the same caliber workout partners? Thanks.
So I think that was like a weird way of asking how important are training partners to a college?
I don't like this question.
Really? Well, zoom out a little. Like how essential are how much of an advantage is it that Starachi gets to train with Aaron and all those guys in the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club component versus Mackay, which Mackay's partners he's not severely lacking in partners. Virginia Tech's got a lot of good guys in and around his weight. But
there's just We can surmise things, but there's no way we're going to come to any type of conclusion. And obviously, Penn State is really amazing, but there's guys who have success elsewhere, right? It would be like saying the only place you can have success is Penn State, and that's just not true, right? As proven by the results at NCAAs. So yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
I
well,
don't really
zoom out. How important are quality training partners?
Important.
If you have, okay, therefore, if you have better training partners, you're at an advantage, correct?
Yeah, sure.
And so if you win by like 10 seconds of riding time, it would not be beyond the pale that if the roles were reversed, maybe the other guy would win.
That's possible.
Okay. Ben really didn't like that question.
I don't want to answer this.
Okay. Want to get to some other questions. We already talked. Someone asked about. Someone wants the Peckless Wonder wanted your take on the Elon Twitter buy.
I think if he does what he says he's going to do, it's going to be amazing.
You already love
Twitter. I don't know how political we can get on this show, but I think when I see people trying to restrict speech, I feel like they haven't read history. If you just simply read, like, say, Solzhenitsyn and the Gulag Archipelago, and right, that's not the only tyrannical regime that has put political dissidents in places and killed them. There's been China and Cambodia and Russia, and like restriction of free speech leads to really, really dark places. And I hope that does not happen in America.
Right on. Okay. Question. So I just listened to a podcast today and caught up about Zare and Gable. How do you think Gable stacks up against Snyder and Cox if they met at the mutual weight, of course? I don't know what he means by mutual weight. Are we like, if there's like a shrink ray and we make
235 or is that what we're saying? Like he cuts some?
He couldn't get down. I don't even know if he could get down to 235. I mean, if he had
Come on, he can make 235.
Okay. I think Gable beats those guys because I think his whole thing is how big he is and all the things he can do while being that big and fast and strong and everything. I think
if you make him the exact same size, like he actually shrink his body to say 220, 215, then I think it's really interesting. But if you make him cut weight, I just think, unless it's an hour weigh-in, by a couple hours later, he's going to be, back to 250 because big guys sweat a lot. And I think he's just too big and strong for them dudes.
Yeah. I do wonder when is the period of time when that would have been like really interesting matches to see. Like after Gable's freshman and sophomore year, how would he have gone with Kyle? That would be interesting to me.
Well, given the Kassar loss or the two Kassar losses, you got to think Gable and Jaden would have beat him.
Gable also wasn't as physically imposing at that point in his life either.
Yep, absolutely.
We saw him go through that big body transformation a couple summers ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we're going to see him go through a big body transformation again when he goes to the WWE and gets on those roids.
Stop saying that. Stop saying that. Gosh, so sad. So sad. Did Ben have a similar feeling when he watched O'Toole win his titles when he watched Max win his?
Yeah, I would say yes.
All right, moving on. Are the NIL deals renewed every year like a scholarship, or can the school revoke it like a scholarship? Well, the school should not be doing them.
Well, doesn't the school though have I was thinking about this, doesn't the school actually have the
veto power?
Like final say or whatever?
It has to be reported. Every NIL deal has to be reported to the school.
So the deals can be a year or they can be multiple years depending on the specifics of what the deal actually is. So like if you're with a brand, you can make a 4-year brand deal that extends beyond even your playing time, like an endorsement deal like that. So there are a variety of NIL deals, and they're specific to the university and to the state as well. So some states, athletic departments can be involved in the NIL deals with students. Other states, they can't.
All right.
There's a couple more voicemails I want to get to. Doug from Pennsylvania actually answered. I don't remember how it came up last week, but he came in clutch.
Hello, my name is Douglas DeForest from Erie, Pennsylvania. And a few weeks ago, you were asking a question about whether anybody went down in weight after winning the NCAA championship and winning again. Well, the answer is yes. Jeff Baum from Allentown, PA, wrestled for Oklahoma State in the 70s, and he won like at 197 his junior year. And then the next year, he went down in weight and won again at whatever, 185 or whatever. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye.
And so I looked it up. He won it in 1970 at 190, and then at 177 in 1971.
I was going to question my man because I knew them weren't weight classes that he was talking about. So I'm glad you corrected him and looked him up, JD. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Nice work.
Jeff Baum, Allentown, PA. Shout out. That's
spelled
cool.
Geoff.
Mm-hmm. That's funny. Any others before we go, JD?
This one's kind of a fun debate, potentially. Another Tyler from Illinois had a question.
Different Tyler?
Different Tyler, I believe.
Very popular name. All right, let's go.
What's up, Flo? This is Tyler, longtime listener, calling out of Lombard, Illinois. Had a thought the other day. I was wondering if you guys put more value into a 4-time national champion or a 4-time world champion, given that you only have 4 opportunities to win, 4 national titles, versus you have as many years to win 4 world titles. Something I was thinking about the other day at work, and just kind of wanted to see your value, on each. And also, this is not counting the COVID extra year.
All right,
as well.
We got to the point.
Yeah. So obviously on this show, 4-time NCAA champion is not valued. You guys don't even think Steber would beat Roman Bravo Young. I know for me, 4-time world champ. But yeah, I mean, in America, being a 4-time NCAA champ is that's like the Mount Rushmore thing you can do. And unfortunately, you bums don't watch international wrestling as much. Shame on you. It's better. It's more entertaining, higher level, but you're not as into it because
I'll say because there hasn't been access to it, man. I'm a wrestling fan. It's freaking hard to watch. Now, Flows make it easier. I'm getting more into it. But we go 5 years ago trying to watch international wrestling. Dude, that was like solving the Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
So now people are going to be bigger fans. The other thing I'll say there is even despite having an unlimited amount of tries to win world championships, unlimited, you can have as many as you want. How many guys in America have ever won 4 world or Olympic titles? And the answer is a really, really small number.
Only 3 have done it?
I think it's just 3.
Yeah.
John, Jordan,
Bruce.
That's it.
Kyle's close.
How many does?
He's been close.
How many does? Yeah, we could have a few guys get over that. Mark Schultz though 3 and Lee Kemp 3.
Yes, Lee. Is Lee Kemp at 3 or did he get 2?
I think Lee Kemp's 3.
With one denied.
Yeah.
In 19.
He 80. He's a big 80. What if.
Yep.
Probably would have been the Olympic champ in 1980.
I think, Lee's at 3.
Yes.
AJ.
Lee won he won 78, 79, 82, took a bronze in
Kenny Monday
81.
Kenny Monday's 2.
2. Okay.
Yeah, KJ is 3. Lee Kemp, Mark Schultz, Kyle Snyder.
Wow.
Kyle Dake.
And Dave got, what he won, 84?
Yeah. So Mark won 84, 85, 87.
Man.
So even having as many opportunities as you want, it doesn't make it easy. I mean, that should be pretty obvious.
Yes.
Dave won. Yeah, Dave only won 84, 83, and 84. Mm-hmm. And then he was silver, bronze besides that.
You say international wrestling, the senior level, is a superior level of wrestling to NCAA, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So would you not say that it is very impressive that RBY.
He did not beat him in freestyle. It's completely different.
Okay.
Dayton is proven to be a completely different wrestler.
Why are you antagonizing him? He almost went off the last week.
That's what I do. It's fun.
It's not even close. No, yeah, it's a very different thing.
When Steve
I would love to see RBY versus Dayton in freestyle. Maybe Flo can put on a card.
Yeah, we actually had a question about that. That are we gonna bring back the flow cards? We got big plans. Probably. I don't know if we'll do the 8-man thing again. At least not the way we did it last time. But yeah, I think you'll be seeing some more flow stuff in 2022, 2023 range. So very exciting plans. But yeah, probably no more 8-man type of deals. Okay.
Hey, I think we're done, but JD didn't bring it up, so I'm going to bring it up. 2-time UNK national champion, Raphael Stotts.
That's right.
He won the Bellator title.
Duke Rufus, baby. UNK Wrestling taking over MMA.
Yeah. He was in Wisconsin for a long time, and that was Ozzy's best friend before they moved, his son Clarence.
Oh, really?
Oh, he's a wild man. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Did you see his knockout, too? It was pretty sick.
Pretty sick, yeah.
Hey, speaking
and
of
now he's the interim champ.
What's up with Aaron Pico? When's he fight?
One step closer to $1
He
million.
He won like 2 nights ago.
Really? Okay, see, I know.
You're not even an Aaron
I
Pico
don't watch
fan.
that much. He's basically one of the only guys I watched, and I missed his last fight. When's he going to get to be a champion?
He's got to be close.
My gosh, he's won like 5 or 6 in a row now.
He's 10-3. He just won April 15th, 11 days
55
ago.
seconds? Oh, round 3. Got it.
Yeah, it was not good. This dude was, I think he was a late replacement. He was not good. And
he was a late replacement.
Pico just kind of
on 2
beat his ass the
weeks
whole
or
time.
something like that.
All right, well, hopefully he gets it. Hopefully he gets a shot here.
Yeah.
All right, shout out Aaron Pico. We're going to go. Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll be back tomorrow, which is Wednesday. Shane Sparks is coming on.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh is right. Uh-oh is frickin' right. You don't know what he's going to say. Thanks to Kozak for hopping on. Thanks to Ben and JD. Thanks especially to you. We'll be back tomorrow. Hope you have a great Tuesday. U.S. Open time, baby. Let's go. See you later. Bye.
Yeah.